Hi guys! I'm sorry that there's a sub today. I have a professional development day, so I will be back tomorrow. You guys are watching this video because you're getting ready to get started on your 8th grade topic 5-3 packet. So I want you to go ahead and log into Digits, and you're going to go to Programs. And you're going to follow along with me and go through the packet. When you go to Programs, you're going to go to the 8th grade Digits. Then from 8th grade Digits, you're going to click on Unit C, which will then bring up Topic 5. Once you then log on to Topic 5, you can scroll down. You should get to 5-3, which is slope of a line. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started on your launch. And just remember that you can pause at any point in the video for you to write down the examples or to write down notes or to do your guided questions. So don't hesitate to pause the video. Alright, here is your launch. Alright. So it says an architect diagrams a series of skyscrapers on a coordinate grid. Tell how they are alike and how they are different. So this is where you can pause the video and tell me how they are alike and how they are different. Alright, so if you went ahead and wrote down what you think that was alike and what was different, you'll see the solution here. It says that if the things that are alike are the shape and the direction of each roof follow the same path on the grid. So if you look, they all three have the same shape and they all three follow the same direction as well. So you'll see here they're following that same direction. The things that are different are the height of each building is different, and as Tommy would say, each building is a different color. So you can write that down as well. Okay. We're going to go ahead and move on to part 1. Here's the intro.
Slope describes the steepness of lines in the coordinate plane. The slope of a line is the ratio of the vertical change to the horizontal change. Okay, Harry, time to figure out the slope of the line. How are you going to get from 0, 0 to 2, 3? The line has a rise of 3. The line has a run of 2. The rise of 3 and the run of 2 are the same for each section of the graph. Wait, Harry, I think we've got enough to find the slope. The slope of a line is the ratio of the vertical change to the horizontal change. The vertical change of a line is the rise, and the horizontal change of a line is the run. To find the slope of the line, substitute the values for the rise and run from the graph. A rise of 3 and a run of 2. The slope of the line is 3 divided by 2.
Okay, and now that you've watched that video, if you refer back to topic 2, we never called it the slope. We always called it the constant of proportionality. And to find the constant of proportionality, we always did y over the x. Well, if you look, your vertical change is your y. That's how many spots I'm moving up, or your rise. Your x is your horizontal change, or how many spots I'm running over. So y over x was in 7th grade for constant of proportionality. When it comes to 8th grade topic, you're now going to call it the slope, and it's the vertical change over the horizontal change, or your rise over your run. You'll then soon find out that your rise and your run may or may not always be positive. Sometimes your rise isn't necessarily going up, it will then be going down. But remember, you should always look at your y first. Your x might not always be going to the right. Sometimes, like you saw in the launch yesterday, there were lines that were going to the left. So that would be a negative x-axis. Or your run would be negative, or your x would be negative. So just be careful as to which way you're moving up and down and left and right to figure out what's now called your slope and not your constant of proportionality. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on to... Oh, I just clicked on the wrong thing. Hold on. Move on to your examples. So, if we look at this first example, we're going to have to identify the slopes of each. So, like I did in topic 2 and like you'll also do in 8th grade topic 5, you're going to look at your y-axis over your x-axis. Okay, and they even give you the point of each to help you identify. Sometimes they'll give you the origin, and that's the easiest way to figure it out. So if you look at this origin, I rose up 1, 2. So your y is your 2, and I went over 1, 2, 3. That means x is 3. So your slope will then be 2/3. Okay? On this one, you can't necessarily do that from the origin, but you can do it from point to point. So you can still go up to figure out your rise or your y to get to the next point. So if I start from -2, -2, I know that I have to go up 1, 2, 3 spots. So my y is 3 over my x, which is from this point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my slope is then 3/5. You're always going to do your y first over your x, just like we did in topic 2. Now, like I said, at this point, you're going to the left. Okay, so just be careful. I still go up 1, so my rise is still 1. But this time, I'm going back into the negative direction, because look at the difference between this line. This line is going this direction while your other line is going this direction. So I have to go back 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. Going back -4, I then have 1 over -4. That is the same thing as saying that your slope is 1 and negative 1/4. Okay? And then we're correct. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and move on to your got it question. Okay? It says, what is the slope of this line? And they give you the 2 points, so you can always just check with your rise over your run. So how many spots did you go up? 1, 2. So your y is 2. And then how many spots do you go over? Which is 1, and it's a positive direction 1, so 2 over 1, meaning your slope is 2. So the correct answer, your slope is equal to 2. All right. We're then going to go on to your next got it question. It says one of your friends describes the slope of a line as the x-coordinate increases by 2, the y-coordinate decreases by 5. Your other friend describes the slope as the x-coordinate decreases by 2 and your y-coordinate increases by 5. Is it possible for your friends to be describing the same line? Well, remember the ratio of y over x. So if we have that ratio, we can go ahead and see if your friends have the same line. So for your first friend, it says the x-coordinate increases by 2. So your x is a positive 2. And your y-coordinate decreases by 5. So it's -5. So for your first friend, you have -5 over 2. Okay, your second friend, it says that the x-coordinate decreases by 2, but your y-coordinate increases by 5. So here's your second friend. Is -5 over 2 and 5 over -2 the same slope? The correct answer? Yes. They're both describing the same thing, so that means that your line is going to be the same. Okay? So that is the end of this video, which is your launch in part 1. Go ahead and click on the next video to get your part 2 and part 3 information before you start your homework.